Okay, we are now going to bring this all together, solving polynomial equations by synthetic division or a graphing calculator. Okay, here is our question. So let's do it with synthetic division first of all. There's no number in front here, so I make sure that it's a plus 1. So I put down plus 1. I don't have an x squared term, so I've got to put down 0x squared. And then I have my minus 7x, and then I have my minus 6. Okay, this is going to be my remainder column. Now, the numbers I choose from are going to be numbers that go into plus 6. So plus or minus 1, plus or minus 2, plus or minus 3, plus or minus 6. These are the possible numbers I'm going to be choosing from. And all I need is one hit. Okay, so I'm going to put down, say, negative 1 here. Positive 1. Negative 2. Positive 2. Etc. Hopefully I can get a hit within the first few. Now a hit actually means that I have a remainder of 0. Okay, that's what I'm looking for. A remainder equals 0. That means that I have found a factor. Okay, let's do the first thing. Bring down a plus 1. 1 subtract 1 is 1. Multiply sideways. Negative 1 times negative 1 is negative 1. Sorry, negative 1 times positive 1 is negative 1. I'm subtracting here. 0 subtract 1. Subtract negative 1 is positive 1. Negative 1 times negative 1 times positive 1 is negative 1. And subtract. Negative 7 subtract negative 1 is negative 7 plus 1, so it's negative 6. Negative 1 times negative 6 is positive 6, and when I subtract I get negative 12. Okay, that doesn't give a remainder of 0. Now I go to the next one. I'm looking for a remainder of 0 here. Bring down the 1. 1 times 1 is plus 1. 0 plus 1 subtracted gives me negative 1. 1 times negative 1 is negative 1, and subtracting gives me negative 6. Positive 1 times negative 6 in this time gives me negative 6, and negative 6 subtract negative 6 gives me a 0. Okay, so I have found that I have a remainder of 0 if I use positive 1 here. Now here is the magic. Are you ready? I can now factor this whole original equation by merely plopping an x in front of there. That gives me one factor. I started with x cubed, so that's going to be an x squared minus a 1x minus a 6 equals a 0. So there gives me my other factor. Let's drop that down here. Okay, I don't have to take the opposite of that. I automatically, because I've set it up this way, I get that bracket working out perfectly. So what I've done is taken my original equation, which is here, and I've now been able to find one of the factors is an x plus 1. So I'm going to keep that factor in, and now I'm going to try factoring the remaining bracket. What multiplies to make 6 and subtracts to make negative 1? My answer is negative 3 and plus 2. Yep, that makes negative 1. So the second bracket breaks up into two brackets. I now have taken my original quadratic, or polynomial, which is a cubic, and broken it up into 3 brackets. Now I can write out a sort of a massive either-or statement. Either the first bracket is 0, or the second bracket is 0, or the third bracket is 0. I can conclude that because I have 3 brackets of multiply to make 0. So guys, it's really important in this situation that you make one side of your equation equal to 0 so you can make that conclusion. Now I can solve each one of these. Bring the plus 1 across, and I have a very simple equation, and there is one of my answers. Bring the minus 3 across, and I get another answer. Bring the plus 2 across, and I get my third answer. So I get 3 answers to this particular equation. And I could then go through and check all 3 answers by going back to my original equation. Please remember you go to your original equation and take each one of these and plug it way up here into the original equation, and it should equal 0 for all of them. Okay,